Let's take a look at the need for reasonably priced housing. As we grow, we need to provide places where people can afford to live. Layton has a history and a future that includes growth. Here you can see our historic growth. It's pretty significant in recent decades. The majority of that growth has been and will be our kids and grandkids. You can see that we expect to continue to grow much like we have in the past. Growth means new development and new households, and the need to make sure those households have places that are reasonably priced. Market potential suggests that the vast majority of acres developed will be in single-family homes, but there will also be need for variety, single-family homes in a range of sizes, and also townhomes and apartments. Housing costs are increasing in Layton. 10 years ago, a home on a quarter to a third acre lot could be purchased in the high 200s. This chart shows that housing costs are increasing twice as fast as the average income. For example, a $285,000 home on a third acre lot in 2008 would go for $385,000 or more today. Rising costs affect households in real ways. It may prolong the need to rent while we save for a down payment. It may increase the debt burden we take on to buy a home, or it may force us to drive farther away to find something we can afford. So what does $285,000 buy today in Layton? Well, $285,000 could buy someone a 15 to 20-year-old home, which are in low supply, a new small lot single-family home, or a new 3 to 4 bedroom townhome. It's relatively easy to buy a home if you earn $120,000 a year, like the family in the top image. Even the young family in the bottom image can likely afford a home since they make 1.2 times Layton's median income, and some housing stock is available in this price range. It gets tougher for those who need to find what's often called the missing middle housing, homes that people who are roughly in the middle of the income bracket, making between 60 and 120% of median income, can afford. In Layton, that's people making between $40,000 and $80,000 per year who need to find homes between roughly $200,000 and $325,000. There's not much being built at those prices. It gets even harder for the segment of the workforce making less than most, households earning less than $40,000 a year. These include families who are just starting out and may have one parent staying at home with the kids, and also those with full-time retail jobs in our community, but that don't pay very much. So we need to ask ourselves, how can we provide reasonably priced housing for low and moderate income families, the low-wage workforce, and fixed-income seniors? That's housing that costs them less than 30% of their income, so there is money left over for everything else: transportation, childcare, food, healthcare. So how can affordable options get built? Developer incentives can really help. Allowing a density bonus, perhaps one that allows a developer to build 90% single-family homes and 10% townhomes, condos, and apartments, makes projects pencil out for a developer while providing homes that the missing middle can afford. Low-income housing tax credits enable developers to build market-rate quality housing for those making 60% or less of median income. In both cases, a blended approach is common. For instance, small apartments or townhome projects can be blended into new market-rate neighborhoods. Affordable and market-rate housing can also be integrated into the same building. Blending a range of housing options into neighborhoods provides everyone access to opportunities, safe neighborhoods, good schools, amenities, and it avoids the concentration of poverty, environments where it's hard to thrive. Here are some examples. High Point in Seattle is a blend of about half market rate, half affordable housing, including senior housing. Here's a building tucked into a great neighborhood that provides workforce housing. The building on the left blends affordable apartments and luxury condos. High-quality construction makes it impossible to tell which units are which. Stapleton is a collection of 9 neighborhoods that include mostly single-family homes, but also townhomes, condos, and apartments, as well as 50 parks, several shopping and business districts, and good schools. It also includes several small projects like this one that provide missing middle housing, where those making less than 80% of Denver's median income can afford to buy. And here's another example that gives those making half of Denver's median income an option, and it's right by a pool, shopping, and dining. Our town centers could provide the same kinds of options, making sure that people just starting out, people working lower wage jobs, and those on fixed incomes can live and thrive in our city.